Welcome to Crypto Finder. Today we're going to show you how to get set up with the Binance exchange and how to purchase the Binance Coin cryptocurrency. If you're looking to trade other cryptocurrencies on Binance as well, then this is the video for you, because we're going to run through some of the platform's essential features so that you can get up and running and trading cryptocurrencies in no time at all. In this tutorial, we're going to show you how to set up a Binance account, deposit cryptocurrency like Bitcoin or Ethereum into that account so you can trade it for Binance Coin, show you how to buy other altcoins on the Binance platform, and discuss some of the benefits of holding Binance Coin, as well as what it's used for and why it's so valuable to some people. If you prefer to read something as well, then check out Finder's How to Buy Binance Coin guide in the description of this video. Down there, you'll also find a review of the Binance exchange, as well as a written guide on how to get set up and start trading. Binance Coin, also known as BNB, is one of the top cryptocurrencies by market cap. It broke into the top 10 in 2019, thanks to the hard-working team behind the Binance exchange. That team is led by Changpeng Zhao, also known as CZ, who's very active on Twitter and worth following if you're going to be a buyer of Binance Coin. BNB is a utility token which gives Binance users discounts on trading fees, gives them access to lottery tickets to enter initial exchange offerings through the Binance Launchpad, and it's the underlying asset and blockchain that powers the Binance decentralized exchange. For more information on why Binance Coin is so valuable to some people, check out our deep dive on Binance Coin in the description below, in which we take a 30-minute deep dive on Binance Coin with James O'Donoghue of OTC trading desk Hivex. So just before we start, I wanted to clarify that none of the exchanges or products mentioned today paid Finder to make this video in any way whatsoever. Finder is one of the world's largest comparison websites and simply makes money each time a user signs up for a product through our website. That just means that when you do go to our website, click on a link and sign up with an exchange, we receive a small fee from the company for helping you do so. But don't worry, it doesn't cost you anything at all. At Finder, it's always in our best interest to help you find the best deal or product so that you become a Finder and continue to use our website in the future. But enough of that, let's go get set up with Binance and start trading. So the first thing to do is just head down into this description and open up the Finder review of Binance, because there you'll be able to find all the information about Binance, find a list of the pros and cons, the finer details like what the fees are, how those fees actually work. You can find more info on payment methods, see how fiat is treated on Binance, because at the moment you can only purchase with fiat using a credit card. There's no other sort of way to link a bank account or anything like that. So a lot of people do send Bitcoin or Ethereum or something like that to Binance first to start trading. We've also got information on how secure the platform is, fees, limits, alternatives, and all that sort of stuff. But for now, we want to get started and sign up. So let's start by clicking out the Go to Site button, and that will just simply take us on a redirect to Binance. There we reach the registration page. So if you just want to go ahead and put in your email address and create a password. Okay, once you've done that, you'll need to complete this little puzzle, which is this security feature of Binance to stop bots or anything like that. So to complete this, you need to click on the slider and drag the puzzle piece across until it fits. Okay, the next thing is to open up your email inbox and check that you've got the confirmation email from Binance. Okay, you should find your email from Binance in your inbox. Now there's some important security tips here from Binance that I suggest you follow. You can have a read through that in your own time. A really big one there is enable Google two-factor authentication. Please do that with any and all exchange accounts that you have for cryptocurrency. Two-factor authentication is an extra security layer. Just have a bit of a Google to see how that works, but it's a really, really important thing for keeping your account secure. So we'll go to verify email, and now the account's activated and we can actually get started trading straight away, I believe, as from memory Binance doesn't have excessive KYC or anything like that, which is pretty great as it doesn't deal exclusively with fiat. I'm guessing that's why. Okay, so it's good to read through this safety risk notice from Binance. Make sure you understand all of it. I'm of course just skipping through since I've done this sort of thing many times before, but please, if it is your first time, read that stuff and process it. So here we go. We strongly recommend you enable two-factor authentication. I recommended Google Authentication, Google 2FA before, but you can use something like SMS. I'm just going to skip for now for the sake of this demo, but that's something I advise that you do. Okay, so the next thing I want you to do is to actually log out of Binance. Now, you can see that my screen has actually changed. The reason for that is when you sign up for a new account with Binance, it's still taking you to the old website and the old layout. And if I'm teaching you how to use Binance for the first time, it's not very good me showing you or walking you through the old version of the exchange, because eventually that will be phased out. So this new version of the website, it's gone live in late June 2019. So depending on when you're viewing this, this might be the only version of Binance you've ever known. So what I just want you to do is, if you've landed on that old looking page, just log out, refresh Binance, and then return to the login screen with the new version of the platform. And then we'll move forward from there. Okay, so this is the landing page for Binance. So the first thing that we want to do if we want to buy any sort of altcoin on Binance is we need to deposit either some fiat into the exchange using a credit card, or deposit something like Bitcoin, a stablecoin, or Ethereum. Okay, so the first thing to do that, because those Bitcoin, Ethereum, and stablecoins are the trading pairs on Binance in addition to the BNB token itself. So if we want to make a deposit, we just go up to Wallet, Deposit, and then we're going to see our options. So over there is the option to buy Bitcoin and Ethereum with credit card. But for the sake of this demonstration, I'm going to use Bitcoin, as it's one of the most fluid trading pairs, especially for Bitcoin and Binance Coin, BNB. So if you want to make a deposit, you need to firstly go to whatever exchange or wallet that you've got your Bitcoin on. You need to go to the withdraw page of that exchange like you would up here. And then what you need to do from Binance is actually copy your Bitcoin address from Binance. So you can click copy address, and then you want to paste that in the withdraw tab of the other exchange or wallet that you're taking the Bitcoin from. So for instance, as just an example, if I want to use this address, I'm going to copy it. And then on the other exchange, I go to withdraw and I just put it in recipient's Bitcoin address and then the amount of Bitcoin that I want to transfer. Now, of course, it won't look exactly like this because you're going to be using a different wallet or address. But that's just a fairly straightforward example of how it would look. Now, make sure to double, triple, quadruple check that address. What a lot of people like to do when they're sending to an address for the first time is to just send a really small amount of Bitcoin or Ethereum first. Double check that that small amount has gotten through safely, and then once it has, you know that you've got the address right, you know that you've done it right, and you can go through and send the full amount through. So once that's done, we're going to go over to balances, and this is where you can see all the different coins that you've got in your Binance wallet. So once your Bitcoin or Ethereum or stablecoin, whatever it is that you're going to use to buy Binance Coin, has come across, you'll see it listed here. And once that's done, you can actually just go to the trade button and choose. Now, another way of trading is by going to the exchange tab. I like to use the advanced tab as it has more features. Even if you're quite new to trading, I'd still recommend the advanced tab on Binance, as I think it's actually got a better layout and it's more user-friendly than the basic version, to be honest. So the next thing you have to do is, once you head over to the exchange, to go and buy Binance Coin with Bitcoin, we just head over to the BTC tab and we click on BNB/BTC. Now, if you're buying other altcoins, this is where you can scroll down and have a look at what's available. You can use the search bar to search for the coin you want. If you head over to the alts tab, that's where you can trade things against Ethereum. So, Ethereum for Chainlink, Ethereum for VET, I think that's VeChain, OMG, Omise Go, and you've also got a few pairs with XRP. And then if you're using stablecoins, you'd head over to the USDS. And that's where you can trade stuff like stablecoins for Binance Coin, which is BNB, Litecoin, Bitcoin, Ethereum, all the rest. And then in the BNB tab, once you've actually got Binance Coin, this is where you'd be trading it against other coins on the platform. So let's dial it back. We're going to go to BNB BTC to trade. As you can see here, we've got the price graph. Mine's just set to 6 hours. You can change it to whatever you like. Try and find the right buy-in spot for yourself. I'm not going to go through that today though. Rather, I'm just showing you how to get set up and execute a simple trade on Binance. So here you've got your limit buy, market buy, and stop limit. And then you've also got margin. Now, if you're a fairly new user, you just want to be using limit or market. Stop limit's a more advanced feature for trading, and margin is really advanced and really not recommended unless you know exactly what you're doing and you've been trading for quite some time, as the risk of using margin trading is quite high. So if you want to buy BNB, what you'll find up here is the rate. So usually Binance just puts in for you the last rate that it was purchased for when you open this tab. Up here you can actually see the order book. So green is basically what people are offering to buy it for, and red is what people are offering to sell it for. So as you can see, the last purchase someone paid 0.00300167 of a Bitcoin for a single BNB or Binance coin. And up here you can see in real time how the orders are getting filled and which side they were on, whether it was someone's ask or someone's offer. So once you've got your head around that and you kind of understand how pricing works, you then want to set your rate. So at the moment it's going for about the equivalent of 35 US dollars. So let's say we don't want to put in the last rate. We want to make it a bit lower. We're a bit patient and we're going to put in 0.0025 of a Bitcoin. And then you put in the amount of Binance coin that you want. Now, obviously I haven't loaded up any Bitcoin onto here, so I can't buy anything, but you just put in the amount that you want, and then it will show you what the total is in BTC. Now, alternatively, what you can do is, let's say you've loaded up half a Bitcoin, you can then automatically just spend 25% or 50% of your total Bitcoin allowance, or the total amount of Bitcoin that you've got, and Binance will automatically fill in exactly what that is. So it will calculate for you what half of your total stack of Bitcoin can buy, what 25% can buy, etc. So let's say, again, we're just going to put in, we want 50 Binance coins. That'll cost us 0.125 for the price that we've set. Then all you do is go ahead and hit buy BNB. And that's basically how you get started purchasing Binance coin on Binance. Of course, you've then got the option to sell once you own some. And again, you can really just repeat this process for any sort of altcoin on the platform. For instance, let's say if we put something like a stablecoin like Tether, if we'd sent that over and we want to buy something like EOS, we just go over to the stablecoin page, EOS, and again, same sort of process, really straightforward. The other way that you can buy is using a market order. What a market order does is it just gives you the lowest available price for what you're looking for. So it'll basically give you the price that's at the top of this list. Oh, sorry, the bottom of the red list rather, because those are the offers. And you just say the amount that you want and it gives you the market price, which is whatever's available, the cheapest available basically. Just a few more things with Binance is you've got the option to put in some technical indicators here. I've got a MACD and a moving average on mine. You can change the candlesticks, to 1 hour candlestick, 6 hours, that sort of stuff, 1 day if you really want to zoom out and get a macro image of how price has been performing. And then you of course have volume down here as well. All right, so I hope that helped. If you've got any more questions, please let us know in the comments, or if there's anything you'd like to see us include in another video. We're definitely going to be coming back and looking at these and revising them as we get feedback from people and figure out what they want, since there is an awful lot of things to cover off. It's difficult to, get it all down in a quick and easy video. So if there is things that you think we should include next time, please let us know. And make sure to hit subscribe, follow the channel, as we'll have a lot more tutorial videos coming up. We've got lots of interviews and lots more news coming your way. So thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.